So for every season of Top Boy, or at least the last 2 seasons, all episodes were released at once. So the most recent season, for example, from what I can recall, I think it was 8 episodes. They were all released at once, all on one day, back in April. And the season before that, which was a couple years prior, all 10 episodes were released at once, and both the last couple seasons had been on Netflix. The original Top Boy, back in 2011, I think it was, I'm not sure if all episodes were released at once or if it was done weekly or anything like that. If anyone knows, feel free to correct me in the comment section below, but I'm not sure if it was weekly or not. I think it was, but I know it was on Channel 4. But it's got me thinking, would Top Boy be a more popular show if the episodes were released weekly? And I actually suspect that it would be. And reasons why is because, well, just think about it. Like, obviously, when you release episodes all at once, then people binge watch. I mean, some people say they're not going to binge watch, but let's be real, most of us do. I know I certainly did, and I know most people do. Most people will binge watch it within a day, and some people might not watch it the first day it comes out. Some people might not be free the first day it comes out, or some people will be, whatever. Some people might binge watch it maybe a couple of days after it comes out, maybe a week after it comes out, depending on their schedule, whenever they feel like it, whenever they're free or whenever they're available. But my point is, everyone, or most people, I suspect more than 90% of viewers binge watch it, as in they watch all episodes in one day or 2 days tops. That's what I suspect they do. I highly doubt there's anyone out there, or I highly suspect that there's a very small percentage. I suspect that there's a very small percentage out there that may watch maybe one episode every few days. Like if there's people that do that, it's a tiny percentage. So it's statistically insignificant. That's just my assumption. I haven't done any studies on this or collected any data on this. That's just my that's just my assumption, the assumption that I've got. But my point is that when shows are binge watched, then you don't really see a lot of the top qualities, a lot of the qualities and skills that it takes to make a great series. They're not emphasized or highlighted when you binge watch a show. So for example, character development and plot development as well. You don't really see the impact of these two specific qualities when a show is binge watched, because you're watching it all at once. Whereas if it's spaced out, for example, one episode weekly, then you acknowledge and the character development of specific interesting big characters like Jamie, Sully, Deshane, etc. is more emphasized, and the storylines, the way they're developed, is more emphasized. It feels a lot less rushed. So for example, a particular storyline or particular plot may not necessarily be rushed, but when you binge watch it, it gives the impression that it's rushed, even though it isn't. It gives the illusion that it's rushed, if that makes sense. So I think that releasing it weekly would captivate the audience's attention just a little bit more, and would emphasize specific subtleties within these kind of shows. For example, you look at Power. Look at Power Book 3, for example, or any Power series. The way Ghost's character has developed through the seasons, it's acknowledged a bit more, it's emphasized a bit more. You see the development of specific characters. When new characters come into play, for example, their aura, their presence is highlighted a lot more when you get a new character, when episodes are done weekly, as opposed to when you get a new character when you binge watch a show. Obviously there might be some new characters where their presence is still very highlighted, such as Jamie, you could say Ats and Steph as well, but generally, especially when you're putting in new characters into a show, when you have a show where the episodes are released weekly, the impact that a new character may have, it's lessened a little bit. Another thing as well, another disadvantage to having a show where the episodes are released all at once like Top Boy is that there's less suspense with and less anticipation with specific storylines, especially the big storylines. Because think about it, when you've got episodes coming out weekly, let's say the last episode it was ended on a cliffhanger, you're gonna get people talking about it a lot, especially nowadays with social media. You're gonna get everyone talking about it. Oh, what's gonna happen to so and so? What's gonna happen to this guy? What's gonna happen to that guy, etc. And therefore the views for the next episode will be heightened a lot more, or are going to be significantly higher. So that's one thing that's really advantageous about spacing out the episodes weekly. I mean, there's various points throughout Power where there'll be a big episode, or one episode will end on a cliffhanger, and then next episode now, or prior to the next episode, everyone's talking about it. You don't get that same effect when you release episodes out weekly. I mean, you don't get that same effect when you release episodes out all at once. You don't get the people, the viewers, the fans talking about each episode, talking about delving deep into each character, into what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. That doesn't happen when you release every episode out weekly, so that's another disadvantage. The only advantage that I can think of having all the episodes released all at once is that boring episodes are not as acknowledged, you could say. The boring episodes, if an episode's boring, people are not going to remember it as much, which is a good thing because it was boring, right? Whereas when you do episodes weekly, if a boring episode comes out, people are going to be like, oh, the episode was dead. Like, hopefully the next episode is better. People are going to be more critical, etc. Whereas if you release them all at once, people are not going to remember the boring episodes as much. It's basic human psychology, really. People are going to remember what captured their attention more, what was more exciting, etc. So people remember the exciting points. That's one advantage of doing all the episodes out at once. But like I said, a caveat to that is that, like I said, when it comes to plot development, like I said earlier, when it comes to plot development, people are not going to really appreciate the plot, storyline, and the character evolution as much as they would if it was all episodes released out. As they would if it was each episode released once a week. But that's it for this video. I just wanted to give my musings, my thoughts on how they release Top Boy episodes. I think in the future for season 5 they should release one episode a week, but we know that's not going to happen because there's a Netflix show, and Netflix generally tend to release, especially Netflix originals, they generally tend to release all episodes for a season all out at once. That's how they generally do it, so it's not going to change. But I just think that the show would be just a little bit better and a little bit bigger if it was done whereby they release one episode out a week. That's just my personal opinion. But what do you guys think? Do you think it matters? Do you think it doesn't? And yeah, put your thoughts in the comment section below. That's it for this video, so until next time.